Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Darcy, and today I have a very special video for you guys. As you could see it by the title, this is going to be a Christmas ghost story. This is the story how I started believing in the paranormal, the supernatural. I don't even know where to start with the story. I really haven't told anybody about this except for like people very, very close to me, like my parents. Well, I think only my mom knows. I don't even think I've told my grandparents about this, so this is a very special story to me. It's very special to me, and I think that's why I haven't really told many people, because I kind of like it to be like just between me and then, you know, the special people in my life. And I've decided to finally open up about it and share my story because I think it's really important for everybody to know that the paranormal is real. There is an other side, and when you pass away, I believe that yes, you go to heaven, but I do believe that you can also come back here as a spirit, as a helping hand to someone in need, someone who needs you to believe, if that makes sense. And you know, obviously I know that when you think about a ghost, you're thinking about like something scary. I think that anything that is going to try to scare you is obviously something evil and malicious, and that is not what I consider to be a spirit. A spirit I consider to just be here, but doesn't really make their presence known, doesn't want to scare you, you know, obviously. Yes, I believe in all that. I know it's real. I've experienced things that I cannot explain. There is no other explanation. I mean, you know, I've seen things, I've heard things, I've felt things. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys the story of how I started believing in all this. Ever since I was born, as far back as I can remember, I have always believed in the paranormal. There's never been like a minute where I haven't, and I don't really know why, but like I've just always known that it's very real, it exists. If you do not believe in that and you're watching this, that's completely fine. You don't have to watch this if you don't want to. You can click off, and I'll be back with another girly video in the next video. This is also a big part of my life. This is a big part of what I believe. This is a big part of who I am as a person. So I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get into the story. I really don't know where to start with this. When I was younger, the first memory that I have ever, when I look back, there's this one memory that stands out to me so clearly, and it's always stood out to me my entire life. I didn't realize how significant it was until I was probably about 7 or 8. So I'm gonna tell you guys this memory, and when I say I remember every detail of this memory, I literally remember every detail. It's so clear even now, like I can see this memory. I remember being at my great-grandmother's house. It was around Christmas time, and you'll see how I know this is Christmas time. So it was around Christmas time. I remember being in a car seat. So I was clearly very young. I was in like one of those little baby car seats. I remember being in a car seat, and I was facing the wall, how my great grandmother's house was set up. It was like her living room was here, and then there was like the kitchen right here, and then in the middle there was like a hallway, there was a bathroom, and then 2 bedrooms. So I was like right here by the doorway to the hallway. So I was facing the wall right there. I remember seeing a man putting Christmas lights on the wall with like a stapler gun. And I couldn't see his face, I could just see the back of his head and his body. Guys, I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention that I literally remember exactly what he was wearing as well. He was wearing like a flannel, long sleeve, like button-up shirt. It was like red and tan, and I literally remember he was wearing jeans too. And like I said in the video, I remember every single detail, and I'm not sure why I didn't mention that in the video, but yeah. I remember him being skinny, not like super skinny. He had brown hair, it was very short, and he never looked at me, he never turned to me. I just remember the back like of his silhouette, and I remember him putting Christmas lights on the wall. So that's my memory, and that's what I remember. And I never really thought anything of it until one night, like I said, I was about 7 or 8, and I was talking to my mom, just, hanging out. And for some reason, we started talking about my great grandpa. Now, I never got to meet him. He died before I was born, so I never got to meet him. So she was, just telling me some stuff about him, and I don't know why this memory popped into my head, but I remember it popping into my head, and I was like, Mom, like, I think he was still alive when I was born. And she was like, what? No, he died before you were born. I was like, no, I remember him. Like, I remember being in the living room and seeing him like putting Christmas lights. Like, I don't remember him talking to me or anything like that, but I remember seeing him, and the look on her face was like, she was in shock, obviously, but she didn't like tell me, no, you were little, you don't know what you were seeing. She believed me. And I think that's why I don't tell people my experiences, because I feel like a lot of people just wouldn't believe me. They wouldn't want to listen. So I told her about that memory. She ran into her room and she got a picture of my great grandpa, and she brings it in to my room and shows me, and she just asked me, like, is this who you saw? And I look at the picture, and it is undeniably the man I saw. His whole build, his hair, everything. I'm getting like chills just talking about it. But it was definitely the man I saw. So I tell her, I'm like, yes, I saw him. This is the man I saw. I saw my great grandpa. She believed me. She was like, Darcy, I believe you. I know that you saw him. He was, saying hi. At that point, I was like, wow. I felt like I experienced something that is so much bigger than me, bigger than what I could even imagine. And at that point, I just felt like something really special happened to me in that moment, for me to be able to see my great grandpa, even though, he passed away before I was born. I honestly think that was the moment for me, like, that I realized that there is life after death. There is more to this life than we could ever imagine, So that was a really special thing for me. It was very special for me to realize, like, how special it was, That is probably the most prominent ghost story that I have. And I don't really consider it a ghost story because, you know, like I said, ghosts are seen as scary things. And it wasn't scary. It was like I was meant to see him. I was meant to register it, but I really didn't register it until, you know, I was 7. I think that since that happened, a part of me always knew that it did, and it was him. And, you know, I was meant to see him. It was just very special for me, and it's an experience that no matter how old I get, I'll always remember. I literally don't remember any memories after that or before that until I was probably like 4 or 5. So it was really special to me that I've been able to hold on to that memory, and I think that just shows, you know, how significant it was in my life, how significant it is still to this day. That is my experience. That is why I know without a doubt that there is life after death and there is another side. I feel like I was meant to share this with you guys. I know I sound crazy to some of y'all, but I really do believe in all that stuff. And when I started back my YouTube channel like a week ago, something in me was just telling me, like, you've got to tell the story, you gotta tell the story. And I've always wanted to start making like paranormal videos, spooky videos, stuff like that, because it is a big part of my life. Like, that is a very big thing that I believe in, and when I do get the chance to talk about it, I will. And I love talking about it. So I wanted to share that with you guys. It is the moment, you know, I started believing. And I think a lot of people who don't believe in the paranormal have just never had anything happen to them, you know? And I think you can still believe in it even if nothing has happened to you. And I also think if something does happen to you, you can still keep denying it. And I've met people who have had experiences that they can't explain, but they don't believe in the paranormal, and they don't believe that was that. They just think that they can't explain it, and if there's no proof that it was something paranormal, then it's not paranormal. It's a really big part of my life. It's a memory that, you know, I've always kept with me, and I have not told a lot of people about it just because I guess I'm afraid that people won't believe me or people will think I'm crazy. But I honestly don't care what people think. I think that it's good to talk about these things. I think that it's good to share our experiences because you never know when someone has had an experience and are afraid to talk about it. And maybe if you watching this see this and you're like, oh my gosh, I had an experience like this and I've just been denying it, you know. I feel good that I can share this story, and hopefully it can help someone to, you know, realize what they've seen or what they've heard or felt is real. Anyways, guys, that is it for the video. Let me know your first paranormal story in the comments below. I would love to hear it. More videos like this are coming soon, so if you liked it, make sure to subscribe, like, and, you know, I appreciate you guys so much. I'm so glad that you're here today. Love you guys. Bye.